Here's how Donald Trump can still win. Can you guess who I am? A coping MAGA? That's right. And it's funny, right? How fast this hat goes from this to this just because you literally have to. If you're wearing this hat, you might as well be wearing this one, punk. Joe Biden's inauguration is tomorrow. So with that comes a severe, massive amount of cope. We thought the coping was bad before. No. This is like a avalanche. It's a cope-alanche landsliding towards us. Trump supporters are so confused, they cannot begin to fathom how Q would possibly let them down. Obviously, if you're like a QAnoner, you're most likely clinically insane. The amount of conspiracies that are brewing so that these people can try and hide their cope. Now let's put this on because we're gonna go over some of these posts, some of these copes, all right? This first post comes from Joe M. He's been like a massive QAnoner for a while. Storm is upon us. There's the QAnon crap. So you know this is gonna get good. Friends, I have to go dark for a little while. This is literally the definition of precipice, if there ever was one. Next week, either Q turns out to be an elaborate, well-intentioned hoax, promising a level of control that patriots never had, or we are all about to watch the Red Sea part and the unfolding of a new biblical level chapter in human civilization. I believe it is the second one. Yeah, of course you do, pal. Because everything I have studied for the past 3 years points to the certainty of light overcoming dark. Remain strong in your faith that God wins, and get ready for the world to change forever. Let's think about this. What sounds more likely? Q turning out to be an elaborate, well-intentioned, no, not well-intentioned, Q turning out to be an elaborate hoax, or that we're about to watch the Red Sea part and the unfolding of a new biblical level chapter in human civilization. Sorry, Moses. I'm gonna guess that it's the first one. Q is an elaborate hoax. It's been disproven so many times, it's baseless, and you know what? I know someone who was in a group chat with people when they decided to start this whole QAnon thing on 4chan. Like, everybody with a brain knew that QAnon was a elaborate hoax. It wasn't even that elaborate, actually. Some of the stuff that Q did to try and make it look like they were predicting the future was literally just changing timestamps on screenshots. It's like, it's all such bullshit. But yet this is just the tip of the iceberg. Because as we know, the more Q is proven wrong, the more these conspiracies are proven incorrect, the more elaborate the conspiracies become to try and explain how they've been incorrect the whole time. QAnon is like listening to someone tell you the weather who has no experience with the weather. They have no idea how to track the weather, and they just are randomly saying shit. They're like, it's gonna rain tomorrow. And then when it doesn't rain, they're like, well, actually, it's gonna rain tomorrow. And then everyone listening is just like, okay, yes. Hats back on. We're going in for the next round. Breaking! Trump will not be at the inauguration. He will be at a secure location, delivering a worldwide address by the way of Space Force's global broadcast satellite. Is that even a thing? Going exactly as planned, Biden's, Clinton's, Hanks, Bush, Pence, and more will be attending. All will be arrested. Well, you heard it from the reliable source known as Brian. I almost feel bad for Brian here. I mean, this little dude is coping so hard he just wrote a Star Wars movie. I have a new idea. A new theory, and this one makes a lot more sense than the other ones. Don't underestimate my intelligence. Joe Biden and Trump are gonna switch faces, and so actually when you're looking at Biden being inaugurated, it's actually gonna be Trump. Do I sound retarded? Well, believe it or not, that's actually one of these theories. Joe Biden has been arrested. The deep state is in disarray and has struck a deal with the Trump administration. There will be an experimental surgery that will exchange the faces of Biden and Trump. Ooh, we're getting into some X-Files territory. I'm scared. So when you watch Biden's inauguration, you will really be watching Trump being sworn in for a second term. And when you are watching the Trump trials, that is really Biden paying for his crimes. Also, when Trump, as Biden, stammers or slurs his words, that's because Trump is still learning to duplicate his speech patterns. How do you even make jokes with this stuff? I think this is beyond humor. I don't think you want to make jokes at the expense of these people, because that's like making fun of challenged people. Like, you wouldn't go up to someone in a wheelchair and start laughing at them and be like, haha, what's your name, Roly Poly? The same way you wouldn't go up to someone like this and be like, haha, what, do you need a fucking psychiatrist? Haha. It's really a very serious thing. This next one is actually just sad. Let me get really depressed. Hold on. How would a Trump supporter get depressed? Let me think. Hold on. Damn it. Shit. There's brown people entering the country. Trump is a deep left plant. Before running for office, he was a registered Democrat. He hung out in New York with the Clintons, not the Bushes. After the 2016 election, 8 longtime GOP political operators were convicted or pled guilty and went to jail. Why now all of a sudden and all together? Sure, Trump pardoned them, but not until after they all went to jail. These guys that stormed the Capitol, they were invited to DC by Trump. They went to the Capitol like he told them. He even said he would go with him, and he didn't. They tried to be good soldiers, and they are all ending up in jail and marked terrorists. Trump even denounced what they did afterward. This legitimately sounds like the journal entry of a child who feels let down by their daddy. There is breaking news. A new theory has emerged, and this time, the most conclusive and believable one. This is the final and most recent QAnon theory, and I think this is the one. I think this is the one that's gonna come true. I do, all right? I wouldn't bet on it. This comes from our good friend, Joe. That's right. He's back. He's done going dark. And now he's giving us all some breaking news about what's happening next. Parler is about to blow. Here's a summary. Oh boy, I'm ready. The world is under the control of several transgenerational crime syndicates and elite death cults who merged in recent years under the common goal to... This literally sounds like it needs like James Bond music playing behind it. Can we get some spy music in the background or something? Merged in recent years under the common goal to impose a one-world, despotic government and population reduction to the tune of 90%. After completely compromising every form of global power using pedophilic blackmail as their favored method, elements in the US military, loyal to the Republic, devised a sophisticated plan of incomprehensible precision to root them out and expose their crimes to the world such that humanity would never allow it to happen again. Trump's first term was for installing the legal framework for a sting operation to ensnare them in a web of treason. That's right, now Trump is like fucking Spider-Man up in this joint. Espionage and election theft. Still clinging on to that one, huh, pal? While demonstrating to the people how close we had come to a communo-fascist hellscape of tyranny echoing the Third Reich. But Trump was president. You've just turned to the final chapter of a spectacular story that will resonate throughout the ages. God bless USA. Well, you do have one thing right. This is certainly a spectacular story. Coping so hard you write the intro to an action thriller film. This has every single QAnon conspiracy stereotype. Let's try to be charitable here. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe Biden will be up there, kind of, you know, with his sleepy ASMR voice. We're gonna start, we're gonna, and then all of a sudden, kablam, it's a mix of everything. Biden rips off his face, and it's actually Trump, and then he lets everyone know that this first term was actually because he's installing the legal framework to expose the Clintons and Tom Hanks. So there you guys have it. This is like the conspiracy Hail Mary. The final theory. Maybe it'll be proven tomorrow. Maybe we're all gonna know the truth.